Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Kingpox channel. My name's Matt Conager, and I'm building the Kitpox Series 7 STI, which you're in the cockpit of right now.
So, as you guys can see, there's this little T on here, and that, I think, is a pre-cutout for, there's another one over here, and this was it was actually traced. I don't know how it's in there. It's actually a little piece. You can feel the line in there. So I traced over it with a blue marker, and I'm going to use my trace paper, and I'm going to trace over that because that appears to be the template for the cutout that needs to happen where the rudder horn is, the clearance for the rudder stop. So I'm going to trace it out kind of thick so I can transfer that cutout over to the piece where I have decided to place. So this entire piece of fiberglass was about, I would say it was about 7 or 8 inches longer than, well, let's see how long this is. I cut that much off. So it was 5 1/4 inches longer from the top to the bottom. So I'm going to use this template and put it wherever I need to notch. So my rudder horn is going to go in about right here. You can see where I've got my points drawn on there. I'm going to notch that out, and once I get everything set flush up against the ribs, then I'm going to trace these T's. That T, they're going to have to be offset probably, like, I'm not sure how many inches, but I figured I would trace them out. That way I can, like I said, transfer them over to the place where I want it to actually be located. They do look like the letter T. There. So I've got that one, which I'll use twice. Put X2. This is X1. So I can place them where they need to be placed later on. After I notch this out, again, here and here, I'm going to notch those out and see what that looks like. I could do it with the file, perhaps. I could try the file and see how that goes. It might go fast, it might go slow. If it goes slow, we'll switch to the hacksaw for a little bit, but let me just start it. It's actually kind of fast. Going in a little bit over 1/4 inch on each side. So the idea was that I would trace around this bottom rib after I got my clearance correct for the rudder horn, which it looks like I do depending on which way I pull it. For the most part, it's sitting up tight and it's good. I've got clearance down here, got clearance on this side. So I will probably trace around the bottom of that rib, make sure that I don't go too little so that I have enough room to put some 9460 on the bottom of there. All these ribs are going to get 9460 on them, and you can see this is one of those T slots here, and my location actually is going to be up here. So I think all I have to do is take my piece of paper and transfer that T onto here, make my cutout. So it was nice that they put them in there, but they were not referenced in the instruction manual. So I will make a suggestion to Kitfox to make a reference to the tees for future builders so you don't have to experience the same trials and tribulations I had to do. So, yeah, clearances are good down here. So I'll trace that around there and cut that off properly. Just to make sure that I'm flush up top. I am. Got the space required. Okay. Excellent. Maybe I can do that with the Dremel. Save a little time. Maybe not. We will see. Lines up good there on the bottom, good there on the top. So now I need to transfer those T lines to the location just above where my physical attachment locations are. So we'll figure out how to do that here in a moment. I think I'll cut that out and then trace that over the top of it. That's the center. Easy day. Get my scissors out, make a little cutting. Arts and crafts time. All right, got my cutouts. Now for placement. You spin me right round, baby, right round. There we go. Now all I need to do is, see, the T goes on this side according to the T that's already there. And I made a mark right in the center, which was easy to see from the other side looking through when I put my pencil down or my pen down on there. So I'm just going to drape that T right over the top of that mark, line it up with the T line over here, and stencil it out. And it might be a little bit rough, but I can smooth it up with my file, because this does file very nicely. One thing I actually like about the fiberglass. I'm gonna lay this down. All right, so that's one location. And my second location is up here. Again, I'm just placing that mark right in the center of this item, and I'm lining these T's up visually with this T and this T down here. And I could put a straight edge on here after a bit and see if they line up from one to the other. If they don't, I can adjust as necessary. Alright, and for this guy, so that's going to wrap up today's episode. If you haven't already done so, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the little bell for future notifications so you don't miss any good videos like this when they come out. So thanks for watching, stay tuned, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Goodbye.